Hey, welcome back. Think about what you're doing right now. You are listening. I am speaking. See? These simple actions are all described using something we use constantly without even thinking about it, the present tense. So in this explainer, we're going to break it all down so you can use it perfectly, like it's second nature.
All right, so last time we talked all about verbs, the action words of our language. Today, we're going to put those verbs to work, right here in the now, by exploring all the different ways we can talk about the present moment.
Okay, let's start with the absolute foundation, the simple present tense. This is your go-to, your bread and butter, for things like facts, habits, and all those daily routines. Stuff like the sun rises in the east, or I drink coffee every single morning. So the structure here is actually super simple. For a positive or affirmative sentence, it's just the subject, the basic form of the verb, which some people call V1, and then the object, I play cricket. Easy, right? To make it negative, you just pop in do not. And to ask a question, you just start the whole thing with do. It's a really clean and consistent pattern.
Now, here's the one big rule you got to remember for the simple present. For I, you, we, and they, the verb just stays the same in its base form. But for a third-person subject like he, she, or it, you have to add an S or ES. Just look at the difference. They do not play versus she does not play. See that? That tiny change is absolutely crucial.
So the simple present is awesome for routines. But what if you want to talk about something that's happening, like right now? Well, for that, we need a different tool. And that tool is the present continuous tense.
The structure here adds a couple of key ingredients. You start with your subject, then you add the right form of the verb to be, am, is, or are, and then you tack ing onto your main verb. I am studying. That little ing at the end, that's your big signal that the action is happening right this second.
All right, let's just pause for a second. How are you doing? Keeping up? We've already knocked out two really important tenses for talking about the present. You're doing great. Seriously. And hey, if this is all starting to make sense and you're finding it useful, why not hit that subscribe button? We've got a lot more grammar explainers on the way, and it would be awesome to have you join us for the ride. Okay, our third tense is pretty cool. It kind of acts like a bridge, connecting the past to the present. This is the present perfect tense, and we use it for stuff that started in the past but has a really clear result or is still relevant right now.
So the formula here brings in some helper verbs, has or have, and then uses the past participle, or what you might see called the V3 form of the verb. For most regular verbs, that's just the ed version. So you get something like, I have completed my work. See, the work was finished in the past, but the result, the fact that it's done, is what matters now.
So when do you use has and when do you use have? Well, it's actually the same third-person rule we saw before. For I, you, we, and they, you're going to use have. But for he, she, and it, you switch to has. For example, she has completed or he has completed. It's that simple.
All right, that brings us to our last present tense for today, the present perfect continuous. Now, this is the one you pull out when you really want to emphasize duration. How long an action has been going on, starting in the past and continuing right up to now.
Yeah, I kind of like to call this the marathon tense. It's not just about the action itself, it's about the journey, how long it's been going on. It's perfect for answering that question, so how long has this been happening?
So the structure here is basically a mashup of things we've already seen. It grabs has or have from the perfect tense, throws in the word been, and then finishes it off with that ing verb we know from the continuous tense. It's like a greatest hits album of grammar, all mixed into one super useful formula.
Now, to nail down that duration, we use two really important little words, for and since. We use for when we're talking about a period of time, like for 2 hours. But we use since when we're talking about a specific starting point in time, like since morning. Getting that difference right is a total game changer.
And just like that, you've got a complete toolkit for talking all about the now. Let's do a super quick recap just to make sure it all sticks.
Okay, so remember, simple present, that's for your facts and habits. Present continuous is for actions happening this very second. Present perfect, that's for past actions that have a result right now. And finally, present perfect continuous is all about how long something has been going on. 4 powerful tools, 4 very specific jobs. And with that, your toolkit for the present is complete.
Now that we've totally mastered the now, get ready, because next time, we're jumping in the time machine and heading back to explore the past tense. You're not going to want to miss it, so stay tuned.
And finally, if this guide helped you out at all, the best way to support what we're doing here is to leave a like, share it with a friend who might need it, and maybe drop a comment below. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the past.